Why did you become a marine scientist?
That's a tough question. I actually hadn't seen the ocean until I was 14. So I had no idea I wanted to be a marine scientist until about high school. But once I saw it, I was hooked. I went scuba diving with my older brother in Hawaii, and I just had to learn more about the ocean, and I knew that I wanted to work on that.
So what's your role here at the Marine Science Institute?
Well, I'm a graduate student, so I work in a lab with an advisor who kind of teaches me about how to do the research I'm interested in. And there are other members of my lab that I work with too. On a daily basis, I could be doing a lot of different things. I could be doing research in the lab, I could be out in the field collecting samples or helping a friend collect samples. I also teach a couple classes, so undergraduate classes, and I work with science classes at the local elementary school and middle school. So I really like that my day-to-day schedule is very varied, and I get a lot of different interactions and a lot of interactions with scientists at the Institute. So it's pretty cool.
So what's your level of degree?
Level of degree, right now I just have my Bachelor's of Science degree. So I went to high school, undergraduate institute, and now I'm working on my graduate degree. So becoming a Master of Science. Yes.
And how many years did that take?
Undergraduate took 4 years, so pretty typical. And this will take me 2 to 3 years. And then if I wanted to go on to get my PhD, which I know I do, and that'll take another like 4 to 6 years.
So what type of classes do you need to be a marine biologist?
Well, it's pretty varied. One thing that I think a lot of people don't realize about marine science is that it's a very broad topic. We all study the ocean, but that would be like asking someone to be an earth scientist. There's so much that you can look at. So I took biology classes and a lot of math classes and chemistry classes, but other people might have been more interested in physiology if they wanted to study fish. Regardless, you want to take a lot of science, a lot of math, and really build up your background in just how the world works.
What's your favorite part about your job?
Oh my gosh, that is a good question. I love everything about my job, but I think my favorite thing is probably interacting with other scientists. So it could be other graduate students or faculty, professors that I work with. It's so cool to see how people take a different view on something that you're working on, or to hear about the things that they're working on. I also really love talking about what I'm working on. So we get the opportunities to present at conferences and travel to schools or to local outreach events. And so it's fun to kind of share what you're doing to a general audience instead of just talking to scientists. So that's probably my favorite part, is talking.
Tell me about any type of requirements that you need to be a marine biologist.
I think it really varies. If you want to become a marine scientist and do research, you definitely need to go to college, and you'll probably want to go to graduate school after college, so doing what I'm doing now. Requirements outside of schoolwork, I don't think there are much. It's good to always get out there, volunteer, do internships, work in labs whenever you can. Those are things that really build you up and allow you to get an experience and not only decide if it's something you really want to do, but also kind of build up your resume and practice and learn some skills that you might be using for your career.
So what types of questions should somebody ask if they want to become a marine biologist?
I think they should make sure that they love the ocean, first of all. So I told you that everyone works on different things. The common factor is that we all love the ocean and love learning about it. So that's probably the best starting point. Past that, you want to see if your career goals are, really inquisitive based. So are you a curious person? Do you want to figure things out? Are you cool with a flexible schedule? And kind of wondering what you're interested in about the ocean. So picking out an area that really fits what you want to learn.
So are there any type of fun facts about being a marine biologist?
I think everything about being a marine biologist is fun. You get to do a lot of work out in the field, you get to go diving, people get to travel places that you wouldn't otherwise. So those big research vessels and ships that go out for months at a time, that's the type of stuff we do. And we do it in different environments. I personally like to stay where it's warm, but a lot of people that I work with go to Antarctica, they go to the Arctic, they count penguins and seals and do all sorts of cool stuff that you just don't get from a normal job.
So do you have any advice for a high schooler that might be thinking about becoming a marine biologist?
That's a good question. I would definitely do some interviews, do some internships, talk to people who have done this type of thing. A lot of it is really fun, but it's really hard work to get the knowledge and the background in order to be able to do this type of science. So make sure it's something you're interested in. Talk to people, get some hands-on experience whenever you can, and just see if you love science.